As the day grew late, how Deirdre would go impatient for Nisha's return. She would forget what she was doing, remembering his voice, so gentle, and his eyes, how he would look at her from under his long, dark lashes. And always, she would mark her time by the setting sun. For if he returned soon enough, they would climb the cliffs together and watch the sun's rays as they merged with the sea. Deirdre, my sweet love, he would say, your hair, let it fall. Let it fall as you did that first day I saw you parading around the hillside. I wasn't parading. I was only wandering near. Let me unfasten the clasp. And he would lean over, and she would feel his gentle hands as he undid the clasp and loosened her hair so that it would flow down her neck and back. Like a wild bird, she would be so still and trembling to feel his fingers wind through her hair. You are so beautiful, he said. I would stay here always, only to be with you. And in those days and nights of Alba, they were lost in their love, thinking that no matter what came, those moments would last always. One night, as they were walking along the sea cliff, a voice came from the shadows below. Nisha! Nisha, son of Ishku, hold! I come with a message from King Conavar! Nisha's heart beat fast. It was Fergus MacRoyth climbing towards them up the cliffside. Good news! King Conavar urges you to return. A welcome waits for you at Owen Maha. Fergus stepped onto the crest of the cliff. Fergus, hold! Said Nisha. This cannot be. We are exiled from Ulster on pain of death. Have you forgotten who we are with? Nisha, you and your brothers are very much missed. I have come to urge you to return. And what of Deirdre? All has been forgiven. King Conavar urges you to return. You and your brothers and Deirdre may travel in peace. Myself and my two sons, your old friends, Ilan and Buin, wait below to give you safe passage. Now make haste. The festival of Samhain happens but once a year, and death happens but once a lifetime. Nisha, don't even think of this. This is a trap we are being led to. My love, Fergus and his sons are friends, old friends, and their honor is true. They don't mean us well to take us from Alba. Say we'll never leave this land. Say it. My love, would you have us hide here forever, afraid to show ourselves and longing for our home? And what of our friends? I have no friends in Ulster, Nisha. They are your friends. They would be yours too for the love they owe me. Haven't you seen enough to know? I know what I see and what I hear. King Conavar is offering us another chance. He has pledged an oath. Is that not so, Fergus? Oaths have been pledged by all, and myself and Ilan and Buin guarantee them with our lives. Nisha looked at Deirdre, but she cast down her eyes. Give me your hand, Fergus. We shall return. And on the cliffs of Alba, the two men's hands were joined. And then to seal it, they took 3 white stones and cast them into the dark sea below. They set sail for Alba, for Erin that same night. Deirdre slept in the bow, and in her dreams, Fergus and his sons were great doves, as tall as men. Their beaks dripped honey as they steered asked them, "Where are we going?" And they did not reply, but turned from the direction of Aaron that they faced. And when they opened their beaks to speak, no sound, only blood spilled out. They reached the walls of Oinmacha well before the feast day. Word was sent in to the high king that the sons of Ishlu had returned. They waited a long time for the reply. At last, one of Conavar's men came out. They had not been expected so soon. The Red Branch house was not in readiness yet. Wait a day without. That same night, a messenger came from the north for Fergus, telling him of an obligation he must fulfill at once or lose honor. And Fergus apologized, saying he would return swiftly, but left that same night, saying, "But Ilan and Gwyn will stay with you, and their protection is as good as mine." The next night, they were taken to the house of the Red Branch, the place used for strangers, all except Lavarcam, whose presence was requested by the king. When Lavarcam entered the assembly room, King Conavar rose. "Well, Lavarcam, perhaps you can tell us something of Deirdre, whom we have not seen these 3 long years."
Deirdre. Oh, she's grown very sour looking from her hard life in Alba. She's hardly fit for so grand a king as yourself anymore. Would that be all, sire?
"I think not. For you shall stay here and witness all that transpires with the sons of Ishlu this night." And the doors were shut behind her. Inside the Red Branch house, Nisha and Ilan shared their uneasiness. It had been a foreboding sight that greeted them within the walls of Oinmaha. Instead of old friends and comrades, they had seen only foreigners, among them Egan, whose father had been slain by Nisha. They agreed to leave the next morning if there was not some word or explanation from the king. "Do not wait," said Deirdre. "Let us leave at once." "My love," said Nisha, "do not be uneasy. We will wait, at least until morning. Maybe in that time Fergus will have returned. Here, my love, look. Some old chess pieces and a board. Play a game with me. That way we can pass the time until morning." Slowly they moved the wooden figures across the board. But as they moved them, Deirdre became filled with images of death and terror. The hunt is on. They are coming for us, Nisha. They are coming for us now. And Nisha, looking past her fair head, saw through the darkened window an advancing line of men and torches. "Then we shall stop them," said Nisha, and they began to arm themselves. Fergus's sons and the sons of Ishlu broke out of the Red Branch house, prepared to fight. But there, advancing across the green, Egan and his men, with symbols of truce and pardon, they decided to negotiate. Nisha put aside his sword and began walking towards Egan to greet him. And Egan, smiling, greeted Nisha with a thrust of a spear, breaking his back. Nisha struggled to rise, tried to lift his head, and then collapsed sightless on the green of Oinma. A cry arose from Deirdre like an animal, like a banshee. It tore across the fields and clawed at the hilltops as wild battle broke out all across the green. Deirdre was dragged from Nisha's body and thrown at the king's feet. 500 of Ulster's warriors fell that